All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Complexity Cast presents Scrimcast Live. Going into game number 5 between these two teams. Complexity Gaming taking on stayGreen. Score all tied up at 2-2, 1-1. It's a best of 5, best of 7. I don't even know. Nova, you excited to go into game number 5 here?
Yes, and I hope it's a best of 99.
That would be awesome. I would stay
Yeah,
here and cast until I literally didn't have a throat anymore.
yeah. Imagine the players though.
They would
Like
die.
last game, featuring Shadowblade and Gemini in the same team.
That'd be fun. You know what? Dota 2 actually just released a mode called Least Played.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, have you heard about that?
yeah. I heard about it.
30 well, for the viewers at home who might not have, the 30 most commonly picked heroes are auto banned in that mode. And that would be kind of a fun mode to have a tournament on.
No, I like the mode more when you pick for your opponents. That's
What?
pretty cool.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, there's a tournament in Dota 2 where you pick for your opponent. That is pretty good actually.
Well, that could be fun indeed. But we got a game on our hands right here, right now. Let's take a look at it. Blind bans, we do have Parasite and Ophelia, Draconis and Wild Soul. And Swindle, blind banning the Dragon once again. He has banned that hero in all 5 games now. 3 of the times, I believe, in blind.
You always bans it against us as well. He hates to play against hard carries, and he considers Moon Queen and Draconis to be the 2 hardest carries in the pool. But you didn't want to skip on the Wild Soul, like you didn't want to give Complexity the possibility to first pick the Wild Soul, having it in the lock pool. Even if they get the Keeper Tempest afterwards. Yep, and the Ophidia Parasite are very standard blind bans for the Legion side because it opens up the possibility to have the 2 most common junglers being Tempest and Keeper in the lock pool, and then you always choose Keeper over Tempest because he is a natural counter to Tempest. And since teams are not going so much for Legionnaire and War Beast, that makes sense. But, however, the last lock coming out from SG is actually Legionnaire.
Yeah, he's going to join that Keeper of the Forest, Pebbles, Tempest, Glacius, and Aluna in the lock pool. So a couple strong junglers there. Keeper of the Forest and Tempest being locked every game so far in this series. And then Pebbles makes it past the blind bans this time. Might be picked up. 2 strong supports in the Legionnaire that you were talking about. So a very strong lock pool overall. Would not be surprised to see any of those heroes coming out right there. No troll locks and strength all around. Let's look at these bans though.
First ban Electrician. Either a hero he doesn't want to deal with or indication that he wants to go for Jerizaiah himself. Because SG started to pick Electrician as a counter to Jerizaiah, which TDM ran every now and then and Complexity ran every now and then. So, yeah, we'll see what they make of that. Thunder are very standard ban again. And since Pebbles is locked... Okay, here's the deal. You lock Pebbles, and since the opponent locked Keeper, they have to choose whether they want to get the Keeper first pick or the Pebbles first pick. And the only thing I can see, like, Complexity could set up beautifully by having a very strong Pebbles lane picked up, and even leaving the Keeper plus Tempest to the opponents, but rolling over them in the mid game again. Because they can first pick the Pebbles, and if SG sets up a Pebbles lane themselves somehow, they will be suddenly having like a Luna Legionnaire lane or a Luna Glacius lane, or I don't know what they're going to go for then. Or a Luna plus jungler and having a Luna solo, which works somewhat.
Yeah, and well, that was actually something that SG tried to do a few games ago. I believe in game number 2. They gave up Keeper of the Forest and Tempest, instead favoring that Ophelia and a very early mid-game lineup. Didn't work out, though. Took it to the...
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry that I interrupt you, but that's not what I meant. It doesn't even matter because they picked Hammerstone now.
Oh, okay.
But what you do is you almost always first pick Keeper, okay?
Yeah.
But the opponents like first pick Engineer, for instance. So it already indicates, okay, I want to go for a Pebbles maybe. Yeah, from the lock pool, since they will first be Keeper. And then you set up a lane where you can make use of the Pebbles yourself, and suddenly the opponents are stuck with Engineer plus from the lock pool. Engineer plus what? Engineer plus Glacius? Engineer plus a Luna? So that is what you do instead.
I got you. I misunderstood that then. And that's very
Yeah, no
clever.
problem.
I mean, professional drafting advice here from one of the best in the business. Normally you charge like, what, €100 an hour?
No, not that much. Not that much.
Oh, come on. You could easily make €200 an hour, Nova. People would pay. I know I would.
So, and SG has been faced with that situation in the past, and they actually did go around it and had a solo engineer. Swanner was playing a solo engineer middle then, instead of having a dual lane in the mid lane. And it worked for them in that game, but it's general a way to like fuck with your opponent's mind. Anyways, doesn't matter for this game. Kronos.
Interesting. Going with that agility hard carry right there. And one that we don't see too often, but I know Keizu's very comfortable with this hero. I'm sure Slicks, I mean, he's got tons of experience with it as well, but just one we don't see too often. But definitely one that can go head to head with a Hammerstorm. That ultimate, he can actually just turn around and kill Hammerstorm, shrunken head or not, and just try to kill him right away with that ultimate, with the lockdown potential as well. So I would almost even say that that's kind of a soft counter to Hammerstorm, and I actually like that pickup quite a bit.
Yeah, and on top of that, Tempest. Like, I think this is a page from Dota 2 drafting. Since Hammerstorm is way more popular in Dota 2, like, nowadays Complexity picks it up all the time, but in general, Sven is pretty good in Dota 2 because you just farm the basic items, then he farms, like, quad or penta engine stack or something, since you can stack there more than 3 times. And then he just goes at the enemies. And he activates his Shrunken, and after that Mask of Madness, and just tears them to shreds, okay? But you counter him by having a Tempest ulti, Enigma ulti in Dota 2, and now they have a Chronos ulti on top of that. So they don't actually have that much damage in a Chronosphere, because they only have the bubble spells that can go in there, and maybe pebble spells if you throw them from far away. They don't have like a hag that is going to bad blast into a Chronos ulti or something, but it's more, as you said, a soft counter to Hammerstorm.
Yep, I like it quite a bit, and the locks that did come out right there were, in fact, Keeper of the Forest being first picked. Tempest Pebbles coming out for the stayGreen team, and they finish it off for Complexity with a Luna. So Franzi gonna actually Moonmeander picking that one up. So, what are they gonna lane over here at Complexity? It looks like they're not gonna be running a Suicide Keeper of the Forest.
No, since Ryza's playing it, it's not Suicide. You have Hammerstorm, a Luna aggressive lane on top lane. They like to use that, especially against hard carries that can't do much in the early game. So yeah, Kronos is actually heading towards top, and let me see. He's going to go solo. So we have a freeze farming Hammerstorm and a Kronos who's not going to get anything. Even with the Tempest gang, it's very unlikely that they kill their Luna because Hammerstorm is pretty good in the early levels. So that lane should be one for Complexity. And then you have Andromeda, I hope, just warding here in the mid lane. I don't think they're going to run an Andromeda Regid Hag lane. And then on bottom, yeah, Keeper. Or, no, I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Keeper is going to solo bottom.
Yeah, Keeper's going to solo bottom. They're going to run the offensive tri-lane up top. That's what I think, at least. And then Slick's going to be up there on Kronos. I'd like to see possibly some rotation coming out of him. I don't know. I mean, how's Bubbles going to fare against this Keeper of the Forest? It's a lane that you don't see too often there in the bottom lane. And Hag up against the Pebbles Engineer mid. How do they respond to this? I don't know. I feel like Complexity's just got really good lanes going into this.
Yeah, Hack is not going to die middle unless he does any really bad mistake or gets totally out of position, gets low, and then initiated on or something. Riser is going to do extremely well against Bubbles because as a Bubbles against a Keeper, you need to play super aggressive. And Kizu is not a super aggressive player. He's a smart player, but he's not really aggressive. So if you want to have the chance against a Keeper in terms of like getting him out of the lane or anything, you need to skip the last hits at the early levels and just go all out Harris on him. He has only 3 runes of light. It's not a hack against the Keeper. Hack can max her Haunt and be really annoying to the Keeper, but Bubbles has only his nukes, doing no damage. And like, if he blinks behind Keeper, Keeper is just like gonna invis himself, so it doesn't matter. So that lane is going to win for Complexity. Top lane is going to win for Complexity, but they don't have a jungler, so it comes down to Andromeda and Luna being useful against the Tempest just farming. And
Yeah.
if you have a level 3 Luna and level 3 Andromeda, when Pebbles has his PK or something like that, then it's gonna get really ugly for Complexity.
Yeah, this is going to be kind of an awkward laning situation For sure. What does stayGreen need to do? I mean, are they just going to have to sacrifice this Chronos completely until Pebbles, at 10 minutes in, is going to have that Portal Key Steam Boots and start running around ganking? And then when everyone's scared and the lane situation starts to deteriorate, then Chronos can make a comeback? Or is there any way for Six to find early farm in this game without sacrificing the Pebbles?
No. Even if they sacrifice the Pebbles, Kronos' NG lane is not that good unless the Tempest is constantly there and shows presence. So I don't think that Kronos will get anything in the early stages, but they will just ride on the back of Tempest and Pebbles. Pebbles having an early portal key and Tempest having a farm over 2 supports. And Bubbles level 6 will play a role here as well.
Yeah, Bubbles being able to get that kelp field definitely would be able to provide some assistance for some ganks. And unfortunately, Riser's dead.
Yeah, that is pretty unfortunate, but they still have Leskuku, who's actually online right now.
Yeah, might have to do a remake while they get Riser's funeral planned. That'd be really unfortunate. I mean, not just because Riser's dead, but because I like to cast with Riser sometimes, Nova, you're my go-to, but if you're not around, maybe Riser's like number 4 or something like that.
Number 4.
Oh, man. Rude.
That's how you talk about the dead. Interesting.
Rude. No. Of course, Riser back now. And shout out to Riser. He does join me quite often here on coLcast. Doing some Sound Blaster Heroes League, some Han Tours sometimes, scrims all the time. And love having him around. But Nova, you're here right now, and I'm very happy to have you around. I enjoy casting with you quite a bit. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I can be here.
It's good. You guys are going to be playing Complexity in the first round this weekend of Han Tour. Is that correct?
Could be, yeah. Oh yeah, we actually are. That's true.
You guys been scrimming against them at all this week?
Not against them, no. We've been scrimming against other teams with mixed results, but we are definitely prepared for Complexity.
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to this series because last cycle, the whole, I would like to call it fairy tale, started when we 1-0 over Complexity.
The Cinderella story?
We'll see.
Well, you guys went... Did you guys go 10-0? I wrote an article about that and said that you guys went 10-0 because that's, according to the Han Tour brackets, you did. You went through Druids, Pencils, then Complexity, then Trademark, then TTEs, 10-0.
I think it was more. I think it was 12-0 or something overall, but I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to calculate right now. I want to focus on the game. Yeah. And excuse my bad math with that.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I'm rooting for you, Nova. I hope you do well in this cycle, but at the same time, I gotta vote for my team as well. Oh man, I'm conflicted. I don't know. I can't vote for anybody as...
Oh, Z-Freak.
Oh, Z-Freak, are you killing me? I mean, what's the protocol there, Nova?
Well, we'll go remake, I guess. Unless you don't... if you can't man up, you go remake. And the other team has to be mannered, because else the community is gonna flame them to hell. Yeah, they won that game, but they didn't want to remake when NG skill stats level 1.
Oh my god, that is... well, we'll get into this game right away, guys. But sorry about the pauses and then the remake. Obviously, nothing we can do about it. But yeah, that just does not... I can think of one other time that I've ever seen that happen, and that was like 2 years ago. Very, very long time ago, and pretty uncommon. Sometimes you just have to man up through it, though. This case was not one of those times.
Yeah. I remember, like, there were 2 games in a row or something where Marcus managed to, managed to skill Meteor over Ultimate on Tempest. Oh, it's pretty good. You try to remake like 10 minutes into the game or something. Your Tempest kills Meteor over Ulti.
Oh man, that suck. That Bokjol guy kept trying to sit in everybody's seats. And Z-Freak says, "Play on!" There you go. Oh man, hopefully everybody picks their heroes correctly and doesn't pull a Warden.
Oh. Corrupted Disciple.
Oh Jesus. CD Mistral, aka N9, aka Druids, actually took a scrim over Complexity yesterday. running a corrupted disciple carry being played by Fabelli.
Okay.
Yeah. Corrupted disciple. How about that?
I don't know. I try not to think about him because I think that he is an interesting hero, but our hard carry player hates him, so there's no way that we're ever gonna play him.
Hold the heck on, Nova. I just wrote this invitation to the Sound Blaster Heroes League by saying that Nox loves to play unusual carries.
Yeah, Puppet Master, for instance, he loves Puppet Master. He just hates CD. Everyone has
CD.
this one hero or two,
That's
three
true.
heroes he absolutely can't stand.
I hate Succubus.
Okay.
Yep.
You don't like being seduced?
No, man. I want to be in control of my own actions. I want to think with my brain.
Uh-huh. You don't like women.
That's not what I said. Wow, Nova! BM'd! Come on!
Yeah, sorry. I'm one of the most BM guys in the Hun scene, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh. Oh, man. Oh, man. Alright, well, we're going to get a little bit of a better look at the lane setup here momentarily. Is SG going to be sending Kronos mid right now. Bubbles in the short lane. Pebble, as long... This is actually a really good lane setup, and it's incredible that they predicted these lanes this well.
Yeah, and they already did it last game. I think they might have scouted with a ward or courier or something. You see the courier flying around there, even having taken some damage. And I think that Zafreak shared control with Swindle, because Swindle was raging on him so hard, so he skilled for him instead. And now he has Kek level 1. Okay, so you have Pebbles and Engineer in the bottom lane, and Tempest in the opposing jungle, in the Legion jungle. So now the lane looks totally, the whole setup looks totally different. Obviously the hack can still max Haunt against the Kronos and harass him very well, but Kronos was even pooled the health pot, so he will do just fine in the mid lane, get you way more than he would get top. And then you have a Bubbles who's not gonna die ever to the top lane, unless he gets really out of position. So the top tri lane is not gonna achieve anything.
Yeah, as soon as Bubbles hits level 2, that take cover. Comet and Hammerstorm stun, both relatively slow-moving projectiles. Should be able to take cover those pretty easily. And like you said, shouldn't die unless he gets it really, really out of position up there. And with this offensive pseudo tri-lane down here, probably not going to get kills on Keeper of the Forest, but should be able to keep him harassed back and minimize his farm. SG somehow coming up with this very nice lane setup.
Yep. Makes sense. So Pebbles taking some damage from the tower, because that's mainstream. He's not gonna take any damage from the Keeper anyways, in the near future. Alright, Andromeda rotating towards bottom already, which is smart. She's gonna find the Tempest. And top, I think that Luna just needs to give Hammerstorm a small advantage, and then they can leave the Hammerstorm here. As soon as they realize the Tempest is in their own jungle, Luna can rotate towards bottom as well.
And so giving the Hammerstorm a small advantage, with that small advantage, does he buy more regen? Actually, Glacial Blast coming out right here. Elemental minions are there. Keg connects. And Andromeda could be in some serious trouble. Elemental minions shooting the wrong direction, though, as they respawn, or they have replicated, shooting to the neutrals. Could have possibly been a kill in the end. Gonna be able to walk away.
And that is where Keeper is terrible, because he's not gonna auto-attack everything to death, you know? So, like, what is he gonna do now? You see him even running from left to right, and now it's like, I'm gonna find some elementals, I guess. Oh no, they just got, okay, a left to right again. Now he's walking toward the right direction. And now he's thinking about going to the lane, and then he will see that it's a Pebbles NG. I don't know, like in this situation, Keeper just has no place, so very well played here by SG in terms of assigning the lanes.
Yeah, it has worked out very well for them thus far. And so back to my question before that action. Hammerstorm, you buy him that early advantage. Does he have to buy more regen at that point? Or does he go something like a life tube, like you might see sometimes?
No, he's not going life tube. He has a health pot and 3 runes that is going to sustain him for another couple minutes.
Okay.
No, you give him an advantage by forcing the Bubbles to use regen already. I think he used Self already and bought himself a new one. And now he's so afraid that the supports might be lurking around that he's not even trying to last it. You see him just sending them XP range. That is what you do in terms of it giving an advantage. But I don't think that Luna should be here. She's level 1, she needs a place where she can get experience, and I don't know.
Yeah, the dual support strat here. Well, from complexity, it's almost the same as running a tri-lane. Even though they're not actually running a tri-lane, they're running 2 roaming supports right now against a jungle. So Chessie just going to be continually farming well on Tempest. He's already had to rotate back into his own jungle, but going to be able to get up his farm into the 300 experience per minute range. Going to be able to get 300 gold per minute, 400 experience per minute, something like that. And then going to be very, very comfortable sitting on that. Meanwhile, Andromeda and Aluna are both going to be under-leveled. So Complexity's got to make something happen here with these lanes, because right now it's certainly not favoring them. The only thing they really have going is this free farm Hammerstorm.
Yeah, they have a free farming Hammerstorm, and Hag is doing fairly well against the Kronos, obviously, since Hag is good against melees and Kronos has nothing to offer in terms of lane control. So, the thing is, with dual support, you have such a strict schedule. You need to do stuff all the time. There's no time to be idle, and what they're doing right now is just giving small edges to the other lanes, like middle and top. And by that, they're not getting kills, they're not getting experience, they're not getting gold, they're not getting towers, they're not getting anything. They're just making sure that Bubbles and Kronos are not getting, I don't know, 5 creep kills more for Kronos, or Bubbles getting that fast level 4 or something like that. And the Bubbles is gonna laugh at that. Like 2 supports spending their time for him to not get experience right now, Pebbles is still gonna get a very fast portal key.
Yeah, and in fact, look at the lane position down here for Pebbles. I mean, we talk about Keep of the Forest strengths. Great as a suicide, really good as a jungler, and awesome initiation counter, initiation potential with the pushing in the mid-game there. What is he doing right now, though? He's attempting to jungle while they've completely abandoned the bottom lane. And just not even going to try, because Pebbles is getting such good lane control down there that they're not able to push out at all. The pull that you would normally do up in the top lane to regain lane position, not applicable because he's in the bottom lane.
Tempest will be so happy. He stole the Minotaur from the Keeper, who was working on it for quite a while, and now he has a regen in his portal, used it. He's full, he's completely full, and he's just farming, getting towards that level 6 with a full mana pool. And Keeper's just level 4. There's no one in the bottom lane. One of the worst things that can happen to you, that you have to abandon a lane completely. And that with them having dual support, just saying, like they are supposed to have entire lane control on at least 2 lanes, if not 3.
Yeah, like you said, I'm not quite sure why Luna is still up here, but Moon doing his best to actually get some harass going. They brought Andromeda and Luna down here 2 minutes ago. Might be able to at least harass this Tempest out of the jungle. If not, actually regain some lane control here. Possibly set up a kill onto Pebbles. But working with what they've got right now, well, the good things for him, awesome farm on Hammerstorm. 40 and 22. B-Kid, he's not the hard carry player here, but he certainly CS is like one. Gonna hit level 6 here, 6 minutes in, and he's in a fantastic shape up there, up top. But look at Pebbles as well, 44 and 30. Both of them just neck and neck right now in terms of their last hits.
Yep. They, like, Complexity should just not be afraid. Oh, they're trying to find the Bubbles here, but Bubbles shot surfs away. But, Aluna bought herself a Guardian Ring. She might try to push the tower anytime soon. They're still searching for the Bubbles, actually.
This is a big waste of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the idea is, like, as Complexity, you may not be afraid to just go with all 3 heroes towards the bottom lane sooner or later. Either right away by just running there and having a TP for the Hammer. Oh, she's still searching for the bubble.
Yeah, eventually just dragging creeps. Hammer activates that brute strength though, and will be knocking down this tower here momentarily.
Yeah, that's but it's just the same on the other side because they have a Tempest pushing. And Tempest still has pushing power for the bottom lane. What I wanted to say, like, imagine Andro, Aluna, and Hammerstone being bottom against Pebbles and Engineer. They will force, the dual support will force out the jungler from the jungle. So he has to retreat into his own jungle, and then Pebbles, Pebbles Engineer against a tri-lane. And the best scenario for a tri-lane is if you're against a dual lane, because it will keep 2 heroes out of XP range and away from gold. So they will rotate towards top again, then you rotate towards top again. You must not be afraid to move all the time with the tri-lane.
Yeah, Gamma Cat and Mouse could be in the works as, well, SG's actually looking for Keeper of the Forest right here. Not going to find him. He's pretty far gone. Well, they actually are going to find him. The dust was already used, though, not having another one available for another 40 seconds. And actually going to use a root right here. Riser, what? And, well, now going to be looking for a Bat Blast. Not enough mana, though. Hag
He's a
needs
full
to chug that
bottle.
bottle. Why isn't he chugging it?
I
I don't know about that. As top lane, Bubbles trying to get out of there and will succeed. But Galvanize coming in from Hammerstorm. He's looking for the cutoff. Good juke, though, from Bubbles thing. Hammerstorm is never going to catch up. 8 minutes into the game, still no Bloodlust kill. And, well, a lot of rotation. Interesting game, but not very action-packed.
No. And the thing is, you have a yeah. Now that there's no Bloodlust skill, you have a level 6 Tempest against level 4 Luna and level 4 Andromeda. It's not absolutely horrible. It's not level 6 Tempest against dual level 3, but it's still pretty bad overall because the Tempest is gonna have a Ring of Sorcery and eventually a Portal Key. And Andromeda and Luna are not having anything. They're not getting a tower advantage, they're not getting a kill advantage, so they're not sitting on any items that will help their team in the later stages of the game. And then you will have a Hammerstorm against the Chronos ulti and the Tempest ulti, which we talked about before.
Yeah, definitely not ideal. And, well, Complexity, they're really going to need to use this Hammerstorm, use the excellent farm that he's getting very, very early on right now to set up some good mid-game kills before that Chronos ultimate and that Tempest ultimate start lasting too long, before they're hitting level 11, level 16, and before they're able to start putting out a lot of damage to kill him while he's trapped in those two. As Bubbles, just dodged a bullet right there. Hammerstorm looked like he wanted to go in, but instead just going to farm out this creep wave and then most likely fall back, maybe go into the jungle. Middle lane. There's the ultimate. Oh, the Elemental Void going to be coming out. And Haxor trying to get away. Turns around with the Bat Blast. Does use the Bat Blast. Andromeda taking a lot of pressure right here. She will not go down. Oh, they're going on Engineer, though. The Engineer is going to be in a lot of trouble here. Here comes Hammerstorm. Sonar Scream brings home the Bloodlust kill. A combo coming in from Pebbles right there. Brings down Luna. The Root going to be going out as well. Comet Stone onto Pebbles. And Swindlemouse takes the fall. And just like that, 4 kills going out.
That was Francis' work. He was suddenly coming, like, no one saw him. I didn't even see him. He was coming out of nowhere and cancelling the Tempest ulti. With the Tempest ulti going, like, full duration, this would have been absolutely awful. Goodbye, Keeper of the Forest. No, there's one more Hammerstorm. They're gonna turn it on the Bubbles.
Boom! Right there. Breaking right through that turtle shell and just splattering out his inside. Says, I'll take this home and make some turtle soup.
Yeah.
I don't like turtle soup.
I've never eaten it. How does it taste?
It tastes bad.
Tastes bad, okay. Does it not taste like chicken? I was told every meat that is not chicken tastes like chicken anyways.
Tastes like depression.
Oh, like depression. That's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah,
Kind of like Riser's death.
Oh. Riser, I mean, he did pretty well there for being a dead guy. Like, comes up from the grave, drops a root, but...
Yeah, doesn't die.
Guys...
Gets 3 assists.
If you are a big fan of, well, Franzi's play right there, setting up a huge team fight and a giant advantage for the team, make sure to go let him know over on Twitter, twitter.com/coL_Franzi. I'm sure he'd love to receive some tweets from you guys telling him all about the big play you saw here on coLcast. And just like that, 4-1 hero kill lead for Complexity, and well, up pretty heavily in terms of golden experience. They're in a good position, and Hammerstorm continuing to farm very well.
Now, the most important part of that battle was that from the heroes that died, Chronos and Pebbles were included. 2 level 8 heroes dying there, and 2 heroes that were else looking to go into the mid game without being uncontested whatsoever. And both of them died right now. And that is really, really important for Complexity. So, whatever they did in the early game, whatever they did wrong, they did really well in this team fight here. And again, I want to give credit here to Franzi being exactly where we needed to be to cancel that Tempest ulti and turn everything around. Survive somehow miraculously. Getting an Invis now. He should get the Invis. He doesn't want to get the Invis.
Nobody likes
Invis runes.
Yeah.
No, everyone hates Invis runes.
It's true. Nobody likes them.
Yeah.
Hag actually likes him. She says, nom 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 nom. Put him in my
Yeah, why
mouth.
would you get an Invis rune if you don't use your ulti anyways?
Ooh. Hexer just got called out.
No. JK, you did a very good bait blast. And actually, last teamfight, what happened, I thought that was the shortest blink ever and was a panic blink, but instead it was a really smart blink. Because he got just out of range, very nice combo here. The red stick from Aluna, just hitting the Tempest, and Tempest dying here to a combination from Rigid Hag. Very well played here by Complexity. Blinking into the jungle, so into the trees, so she can't be found and just TPing out. Very well played there. He did a blink that was just out of range of anything from the Hellbourne side. Turned around and used the perfect bed blast. So that was really well played by him last team fight.
Dun 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 dun. Franzi goes down. Pebble's showing off the portal key he's had for a few minutes now, and might be in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, there's the auto attack. Gonna cancel the portal key. There's the haunt as well. Power throw gonna come in. Has the chuck available. Stalagmite's down for 4 seconds, and Hag might need to use the bat blast here. Gonna be going in for the sonar scream and will not. Oh, why aren't you using the sonar scream? She gets it, and Pebbles will go down. In comes Kronos. Drops the Chronosphere. Gonna try to finish off Aluna here momentarily. The Ken coming in, and Aluna will go down. Keeper of the Forest trying to get away. Hits the Ghost Marches and should be able to actually get out of there. But Tempest is here. Dust gonna be going off. There's the root. Glacial Blast gonna stun Keeper of the Forest momentarily. And Keeper could definitely be in some trouble. There's the Time Leap coming out. And Keeper of the Forest. There's the Hammer Storm stun. The Brute Strength activated. And a couple auto attacks will finish off Tempest here in a moment. Keeper of the Forest, he is invisible once more. And, well, I guess he's not invisible enough. There's the Glacial Blast on the Hammer Storm. But Tempest in a ton of trouble. And there's the Hammer Storm stun. The auto attack swings around that big hammer. Smacks in his skull.
It's okay if Andra and Aluna die, but Hag must not die. Like really, it's super important for Legion side that she and Hammer don't die. Even the Keeper can die 5 times, doesn't matter. On the other hand, Pebbles died twice now, and the good part about this is for the Legion side, like
big combo right there, almost catching Riser as well. Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that was a combo onto Franzi. Riser was invis standing next to Franzi and almost killed him. He was down to about 50 HP. Ooh, sorry.
Thinking long before he TPs. No problem. I was the one babbling around. Yeah, anyways, like, it's obviously, it sounds stupid to say, okay, the carry must not die, but in this lineup specifically, it's super important for complexity because they do fight with 2 supports against the jungler. But the jungler has died twice now. He's only level 8, Aluna's level 7, and even Andromeda's level 6, having that really important swap. And now we look into the mid game way more comfortably because you have a Keeper root who's actually going to get a portal key rather soonish. He's only 1.2k away from it. And an Andro swap on top of that. Obviously, Andro wants to have level 11 at some point, but for now, level 6 is perfectly fine.
Yeah, level 6 swap. Going to be able to be very, very useful. Get people out of there. And, of course, cancel Tempest ultimates. But, well, right now, let's take a look at some farm. Slicks starting to farm all right. 278 gold per minute on Kronos. Somewhat manageable. He's picked up a life tube. Now, I've seen Hell of the Black Legion Kronos, but I also see a lot of Rune Cleaver Kronos. Which one of those do you think is a little bit better suited to this game?
It's exactly the same as with Mage Bane. If you go Helm of the Black Legion, you make sure that you don't get rolled over in the mid game. And that is something, if they lose one bigger team fight right now, he has to go for Helm of the Black Legion, else he's not gonna win this, or carry this into the late game even, because he's just so useless in the mid game. But if they sustain the small disadvantage they have right now and just keep it like that, then he can go for Rune Axe and just farm away. It's really hard though. It's really difficult. Hammerstorm is a carry that is super active in the mid game. Kronos is not. He has only his Chronosphere. There's no damage other than that. And as we talked about before, they don't have a Hag that like uses all her spells in a Chronosphere. They have just some sort of damage in a Chronosphere. Oh, Hag is finding a couple heroes here.
Yeah, and she's invis. Needs to be careful though. There is dust on Engineer, and he's been popping dust at random time. Might be yeah, he's about 3 different times now. He's popped a random dust. And there's the haunt actually onto Engineer, and Hag just Soda screams and says, "Get the hell out of there!" I just had the Dr. Zoidberg, and she ran away. Have you watched Futurama, Nova?
No.
Oh man, that's a good show. All the viewers out there, I'm sure they know the Zoidberg running away woo sound. But tower does go down.
Jesse almost denying it with his minions.
Yeah, almost got that one, but in the end, does go down, and TP on out of there. Gonna get back to farming in the different lanes. And so SG still trying to buy time for Kronos to actually finish up that Rune Cleaver, which is the route that he went for. But gonna need some time, not only to finish it, but then to start farming out the stacks that they do have a little bit of here in the jungle. In fact, 3 double stacks. Gonna be going in with a Chronosphere here.
What?
Pebbles blinking, not gonna get the blink there in time. Got stuck in the trees. Oh, Swindle with just a shabby blink right there.
Yeah, but that was way too early as well. Like, Hack was not gonna go back right away, was she? I don't know. Maybe. I haven't really seen it. I also would like to say, like, I don't want to question Slicks in general, but I think that he was too afraid top lane to push on. He could have gotten a lot more damage onto the tower, maybe even finish it while they were pushing bottom. Because, like, if someone TP's in, the Hammerstorm is not going to catch him with a portal key, and even if he does so, who's going to follow up? Maybe the Hag, but still, I think that he could have just hit the tower as soon as as the TP comes. He can just use his time leap away and then just run away. But yeah, maybe he was afraid that Keeper would TP to the secondary tower and then set up a root within this or something like that. And he still has his ulti though. I don't know. He has a Rune Creeper now though, so it's fine.
It is fine, and Slicks, I mean, I've cast Slicks a lot recently, and I mean, I've watched hundreds of games probably of Slicks in the past few years. He just farms. No matter what the conditions are, he is able to find the farm. Is the combo going to be coming out there on the Hammerstorm? Nice chuck way back in there. Okay, going to be coming out, and there's the swap trying to save Hammerstorm. Oh, Swindle Melon's going to be going down right there to the Bat Blast, and Kronos could be coming in here. Chronofield up in 13 seconds. Tempest has the ultimate available, but there's the combo, or the comment set coming out. Tempest gets just absolutely disintegrated. And incoming right now. No, not going to be coming back in. Complexity going 3 for nothing. And now going to be taking down the tower. An awesome team fight for them.
Yeah, Complexity played really well here. I don't think that the swap was necessary, but maybe just a counter swap, it's fine. But, like, he went on a 1500 HP Hammerstone with 17 armor, and that's without his call being activated. And he chucks it. He gives them a free portal key into his own teammates. It's like, here, smash them. I don't know.
I was a big fan of that chuck. It was really long range. It was just fun to watch, even if it wasn't the best idea.
Okay. It's still like one of my first Dota games. I played the Vengeful Spirit, that's Andromeda, and I swapped the enemy Earthshaker into my own team. And this is kind of like one of these things that I just saw here, but whatever, they tried and it didn't work. It's a scrim.
Being behemoth of Dota 2, for those of you that aren't aware.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, talk about swapping a behemoth into the middle of your team. That'd be bad. Vengeful Spirit was my first hero in Dota as well.
All right.
But, it was actually one of my favorites as a result of that. I played her so terribly though. I maxed out the stun and then ignored her other spells and went stats and then tried to carry. I was such a scrub in Dota 2 or Dota.
Not bad. You tried to go carry and skip the rune at the aura.
Yeah, it was awful.
Okay.
I had literally no clue what I was doing. It was all APEM games. It was terrible.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Before that it was called SM, I think. Going on the hack here, they will get the hack with the Chronos ulti easily.
Yeah, easy peasy that time. Comet's not going to come out after the Emerald Red Lightning. They're trying to bring down Keeper of the Forest, and they will successfully bring down Keeper of the Forest. Chronos going to get swapped right out of that one and does not have enough mana for a time leap right now. He could be in a... Well, never mind. Okay.
That was close, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he did the math. Because TPing out there, you knew that Andromeda was there, and you knew that Andromeda had a swap, so it was 100% that the TP would get the TP would get cancelled. But I guess he did the math and knew that he was still gonna have mana afterwards for time leap with his rune decks. It was close, but it was well done after all.
Yeah, he actually didn't have mana like at the beginning. He must have regen just enough there because I checked. His boots were already on int, and the spell was not lit up. So
yeah, but the region is sick. Like he already has another time leap right now.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
That's actually a really bad idea.
No, now it's bad because Andromeda was smart enough to still check for him.
But are they gonna? Well, he's just like rewinding everything, and Pebbles is here now. He's just gonna farm and get punched. That was sloppy.
Tempest. Oh, that was so close. Jesse almost making it out there after he got the tower.
And Engineer goes down to the big smack of the hammer. That's not a hammer, actually. That's a sword. So I guess he has a sword when he's Scottish Hammerstorm. It's been a really weird game, Nova.
You know the interesting part? Last game, they would have SG would have conceded like 4 minutes ago already. But this game they're still hanging in. Maybe they're trusting more in the Kronos than in an Armordon. Because this looks way more grim right now for them. They're getting rolled by the 2 games in a row. They're getting rolled by an extremely mid-game heavy lineup here from Complexity. And I really like the lineup. Hammerstorm is... Oh, initiation on him.
Yeah, gets swapped out though. Shell Surf Song and see push on out of there. Lots of spells being used. Everybody just backs up. Says, guys, we're cool. We're cool. Everybody walk away. Pretend it never happened.
You know, there's one problem. We already talked about it before. Chronosphere, and there's no hack with her spells into that, right? Or some other heroes. But in general, the Hellborn team lacks damage. They have a Chronosphere, and they have a Tempest ultimate. They even have an Engineer ultimate. But the only damage they have right now is Keg and Turret, Pebble spells, and Bubble spells. Yeah. And that is a lot of damage for one single target. The Hayek dies with it, and a Luna dies with it. Pretty much, maybe even the Hammer dies with it if he doesn't get a Shrunken off. But that is just one target who dies. So unless Complexity is nice enough to line all of their heroes up in one row, so all the spells will hit all of them, they won't really die in mid-game fights whatsoever right now. And then there's always the possibility for a counter jump. Counter jump from the Keeper, counter jump from the Hag with the Hellflower, a Tablet, a Swab, counter jump from the Hammerstone with his Portal Key and the Shrunk activated, dealing tremendous amounts of damage right now, which none of the Hellborn team heroes does at the moment.
Yeah, and well, going to be looking for that damage just as they get more farm. Maybe Bubbles turn into a semi-carry, but Casey's farm 210 gold per minute. I mean, he's still looking for that Portal Key.
Yeah,
before he gets anything. Yeah, Tom Plain definitely going to be coming in here for a push. Kronos working on that Shrunken Head, so he's not going to be finding much more damage anytime soon.
He's not. He's not.
I mean, he hits pretty hard with just a Rune Cleaver. I mean, they call it Kronos damage for a reason. Like, he just has naturally high attack damage, but not a whole lot of attack speed, and just not putting out a whole ton of DPS. So,
yeah, the problem is, like 150 damage to 24 minutes in might seem decent, but you're looking against...
Hold on a second. They're turning it around on Hag right here, and Elemental Void going to come in. There's Pebbles with the Slag Bites, and Hag will go down right here. Kronos grabs the experience as well. Sorry to cut you off, but there was a little bit of a skirmish right there between Hag and Bubbles. Hag took down the Bubbles, but then the Elemental Void at the end there that you caught does actually hold the Hag.
They traded level 15 for level 10. That is pretty bad, but that is just a simple misplay that can happen anytime. They may be looking to go on the Pebbles here, and they will actually initiate on him.
And Pebbles actually in a lot of trouble. There's the root coming out in the red power throw to assist. And just like that, Pebbles takes the fall. But in the top lane, Luna had some trouble using the Chrono Field. SG not afraid to use these big cooldowns to secure kills, and I like that. I like when they get these cooldowns used. His middle tower goes down. Shrunken Head going to be activated by Hammerstorm, and he TPs on out immediately.
Yep. Both teams doing very good things all the time right now. I really like that. There's action all over the place and a lot of small skirmishes. But I want, like, just finishing my point from earlier, you have 150 or 160 damage from Kronos against Keeper armor, and don't forget the Galvanize. And Galvanize gives another 7 armor currently, up to 9 armor when he has it level 4. And that is huge. If those skills are applied to a hero, Kronos hits for 70 damage or something, or even less. And then suddenly he has no damage at all anymore. I'm talking about magic damage mostly. Like, if they would have a Torture instead of the NG, I feel it would deal a lot more here overall to keep them into the mid game and carry them over to the late game.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Kronos, one of those heroes that can definitely 1v5 teams if he gets fat enough, but just not on that path just yet. Slicks, the farming master, 351 gold per minute right now. Just not finding it right now. And, well, he's going to have to find it before his racks start getting pushed in, which could be relatively soon. Hag's going to be finishing up her Shrunken Head in 800 gold. Already we have the Soul's Bulwark and the Shrunken Head on Hammerstorm. Barrier Idol picked up on Riser's Keeper of the Forest. And even Moonmander picking up a Portal Key now on Aluna. So he's going to start looking for that highly mobile Aluna that I'm seeing more and more often, actually. On a secondary support Aluna, you pick up a Portal Key to try to get those Emerald Red Lightnings off.
Yeah, but imagine she would have a Storm Spirit within the Tempest ulti or the Chronosphere. I think that would be a better choice in this game. I'm not questioning bot key on Aluna in general, I just think in this specific game it would be slightly better to have a Storm Spirit. Oh, free Tauri for the Chronos. Totally uncontested. And he has this Shrunken now. And they're grouping up middle. But they know that Conquer is being done right now.
Oh yeah, they're very well aware of that. As Courier going to come in here, could get one shot. No. And, well, does go down. Hag picks it up. And, oh, initiation here. The stun going to be going off on the Engineer. And there's the ultimate coming out the energy field. Hammerstorm in some trouble, actually. There's the ultimate coming in from Kronos. And going to be able to take down Wretched Hag right here. Yes, one more stun. She will be coming back up from that token of life. But there's the root going to be coming out. And Tempest, where is he? Backblast going to go out and actually hits Pebbles. Pebbles going to be going down, but there's a lot of action going on. The Engineer going to take the fall. Hag comes back in with the Sonar Scream. He's trying to be able to finish off Kronos. But look at those rewinds. Not enough, though. Kronos does go down. And Complexity takes that team fight 2 for nothing. Excuse me. 3 for nothing because Pebbles just bought back right there.
Super sloppy initiation by BKit, but token saves the day, and they're really looking to finish this game right now.
And there's the combo coming in wrong! Tiro, oh my god! That could not have gone any worse. The flubbed combo, the Tempest porting in at the wrong time to get the ultimate in, and GG well played will be coming out. That's going to do it. Complexity takes the lead in the Scrim series, up 3-2. Nice game from them.
Yeah, absolutely. 3-2 overall, right?
3-2, Complexity's up.
All right.
There you go. Well, we'll see if we're going to be going into any more here momentarily. But guys, this has been Complexity Presents Scrimcast Live with me, casting host Beef, and Nova from Team Q Squad 357. Nova, you going to be able to cast some more, or are you going to have to get to bed here pretty soon?
I think I can do one more game.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do one more game if they even play one more game.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be getting a new one started here relatively soon. But Nova, thanks for being here. You have any shout-outs before we go to a break?
Shout out to my teammates. I would like to encourage you guys to follow them on their Facebook and Twitch TV accounts, because all of them but Jonas currently are streaming. So follow Papa Malle, Noviello Style, Jonas Sampan, and Nox Frost with 2T, please. And if you mind, you can also follow me on Support Nova on Facebook and Twitch, and Support Nova with 2T on Twitter. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, and if you're like me and you're really bad at spelling, you can head over to the the competitive forums on Heroes of Newerth forums, and there's actually a big thread up there by Dawes where you can check out all the information for the QSQ players and easy links to all of your Facebook pages and Twitters and Twitches. And I know that I made sure to click through there and follow all of you guys, so I like to tune into your streams and stuff sometimes. But guys, that's going to do it for this game. We're going to come back with some more Scrimcast here in just a moment. Big shout out to Complexity Gaming for all their support here with coLcast and allowing us to bring you guys awesome Heroes of Newerth action every single day. Of course, make sure to check them out at ComplexityGaming.com and support the sponsors whenever you can. QPad, PNY, Origin, Sound Blaster, Twitch, and G8 Brand. We'll be right back with more coLcast with Beef and Nova. Don't go anywhere.